Hey everyone, Joe from Action X. Welcome to, I believe I'm going to do this as a tradition, or at least this one time only, because I figured. Last year, if you were unaware, or if you were aware, considering in fact, for some unknown reason, when I did the DVD collection as of early 2019 video, it garnished the most amount of views on my channel. And I'm not doing this because I'm a view grab. I'm not. I'm just doing this because since then a lot has changed. Obviously, if you are coming from the first video to this one, you obviously notice that these are new shelves. These were installed literally the month after I made that video, so it was kind of piss poor timing on my part. Plus, it was a bit more bare bones. By then, there were still some things I was still getting used to with the new setup, and as well as there is a lot of empty space now, so I tried my best to fill them up as most as I can to make them the most presentable. Obviously, hopefully one day in the future this will all be filled with tons of DVDs, and I can't wait for that day, but I do not have the funds to buy every single DVD or have the location to get every single one I've been looking for. So yeah, so here we go. Here goes another unboxing or another collection showcase of sorts. Also, another thing I should mention, this is being recorded before the 2020 unboxings begin. So that's why you won't see Joker or Krypton Season 2 or Zombieland Double Tap here. So if you hear me double commentate, because I believe this is going out after those unboxings, because that's the way I schedule things. There you go. So there you understand the computer. So let's start up here. This is all the TV shows, because before I used to like have this middle section where I guess the more prime VHSs go, and that used to be the TV section, but that got really swamped pretty quickly considering the fact I watch a lot of TV shows, I buy a lot of TV shows, so eventually, but this is the proper now display for them. So up here is kind of like the core, like the primes, so these are the Arrowverse shows up to here. I'm missing a bunch of them, but I have the majority of the mains. We have here the first 7 seasons of Arrow. Can't wait for season 8. Well, season 8's been pretty good so far, so I can't wait to get that and finish Arrow off forever. Got a couple of loose ends here in terms of damage. Because the funny story is that this shelf, I don't know what happened to it, was that it did not properly lean well. So whenever I had to put something new, it would come forward. So it kept falling down, so Arrow fell down a lot. Eventually I had to screw these in because this was the only way for it to stay secure, so that's why. But the Arrow season definitely took the most of the fall. Then we have the Flash seasons, obviously the CW's more elite show in terms of ratings. The one thing I don't like about the Flash season is that they constantly switch between the styles. So here we have the standard, like a standard DVD case, and then season 2 and 3 implement the fat setup, as I like to call it. And then in season 4 and onwards, it just went back to the skinny. And to be completely fair, these 4 seasons had the same amount of episodes. It was just how many episodes they put on the disc, so that determined it. So I don't understand why they wasted such a big space, especially with season 3 and 2, so that's annoying, but they never re-release stuff, so I highly doubt they're going to do that, a re-release. Plus, I'm fine with it, I'll keep it as is. Then we have the Supergirl ones. Obviously you can tell by the text fonts for season 1 onwards that season 1 was the CBS season and everything else has been CW, so that's why it looks really different. I did an unboxing for season 1. I didn't do one for the last 3 seasons because, I don't know, like I buy these, like if I buy something on release, if it's pretty good price, I'll do an unboxing for it. But if I'm buying it like around Black Friday and such, I'm not gonna do an unboxing for it because it's already too late by then. Here we have Legends of Tomorrow. I am missing season 4. It was not on sale on Black Friday, so I didn't buy it yet. It's pretty cheap. It's only $20, so I'll pick it up sometime in the new year. But Legends pretty much the best Arrowverse show. It's the funniest. It's the more consistent quality. It's not obviously the best critically, to no question why, but it is very much so. Well, I don't know, critically not. Ratings wise, since I think it is the lowest Arrowverse show out of the bunch, I believe. I would have Black Lightning here. I did not pick up Black Lightning yet. It did not go on sale with Black Friday, so I'm at the point where we're reaching the halfway mark of season 3, so I do need to pick it up eventually. I just don't know when. I gotta find season 1 and I never seen season 2 on anywhere, so that's going to be a tricky one, so I got to look into it. Batwoman didn't come out yet, but I will be picking her up when probably next Black Friday. Here we have the DC Universe show. So far, just Titans and Doom Patrol. I'm very happy that they opted to do DVD releases for them for people who don't have subscriptions for them, because I probably will never get a DC Universe subscription, because it's just that because if they're releasing these on DVD, I have no real inclination to go buy to buy a subscription, so I'll just do that. Plus, they're already doing Season 2 Titans on DVD this March, and then they're doing Swamp Thing this February, so stay tuned for those unboxings, I'll be checking those out when I can. So I'm very happy they opted to do that. And also, this is spoilers for Crisis Infinite Earths. It is in the Arrowverse, well, at least Titans is, so because that's why it's right next to it. Then we have Riverdale. This is kind of the odd bunch. Like, I didn't really know where to put these. It doesn't fit anywhere else, so I opted to put it next to the CW shows. And it is a comic book show to an extent, so I opted to put it there. I don't have Season 3 yet. It's another one of those things where I don't think I've seen it, or I've seen it, but I didn't buy it because it was too expensive. I will have to pick it up soon because, again, I don't like to hold things back once I reach 2 seasons and beyond. So, yeah. Here we have all the Gothams. I did a whole series unboxing for these, I think, earlier last year, so check that out if you want to hear my full thoughts on it. I am still planning to do a Podex cast with George about this show. I don't know when we're going to do that. It's going to be some point this year, I know that. It's still up in the air, maybe. Here we have Smallville. Now, this will be the planned Superman prequel section. I am missing a bunch, though. I bought Season 3, I think, 2 years ago. The reason why it's just stopped right now, because I want Season 4 to be in this exact one, but I haven't found it yet. There is a store where I live, not nearby, but like it's an hour away by bus. I'm going to go there and see if they have it, because after seeing Clark Kent from Smallville and Crisis again, I kind of do want to continue that story. So there's a lot of space here for that show. And I have Krypton, the Cameron Cuff prequel from Sci-Fi. Very unfortunate it got canceled. Very unfortunate. I really had high hopes for the 3rd season, but it's not being made. Again, Season 2 will be in my hand when this comes out, so just imagine the Season 2 DVD somewhere here. Here we have the Supernatural section, or it will eventually be Supernatural double section. Still baffles me how there's 15 seasons of this goddamn show. And it's another thing where I understand that this was like the norm, like the size back in the old days, and then eventually they started reducing to like the smaller ones. Again, I'm asking for consistency, but I guess, you know, plastic usage, I guess they want to cut back. I don't know. So also there's a big chunk here because this is for 7 through 11. Don't know when I'm going to get those. Is again another thing I'm finding the right side. It has to be around this side because I believe the Season 4 one I got is a bit bigger. At least what I can notice. I don't know why. It just looks bigger to me, so I feel a little bit bothered by it, but what can I do? It's just the way the DVD game works. Over here I just couldn't find out the correct sequence of things. Here's Lost. I really enjoyed Lost. Again, it's another thing about the whole infrequent size. I still got to finish the last season. I don't have it yet. So I don't know how the story is. I'm very well aware the last season of Lost is very divisive. So I will get there eventually once I find a very good Edition 6 season. Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul. For some reason, when I was buying Breaking Bad, I was always under the belief it was like this, like a solid disc. And then when I was on vacation, I found Season 3. I didn't buy it because money-wise, and I realized it's these little slip-ons like Full Houses over there. I just didn't know they still made them, but apparently it did. And the rest of the season is like the rest of the series is like that on DVD. So I'm gonna eventually, once I find them again, I'll pick them up and get the rest. Better Call Saul, same thing, missing. These were on sale at Target for Black Friday years ago. I do need to get back to get to Season 3 and 4. But again, it's another thing where the AMC stuff is very pricey, so I usually tend to wait till it's like at a good sale or at a good point. Similar to the Walking Dead stuff. It took me a while to get all the Walking Dead seasons. I knew leading up to Season 7, the first 5 were on like a big freaking discount to get everyone like back hooked on the show. And then Season 6 was like, I did an unboxing Season 6. I did not like the Season 6 cover at all. I did not. And 7 and 8 is kind of like the more divisive seasons, and I completely understand why. Moving on, Fear the Walking Dead, another thing where I am very slow on getting these. It's just that, again, a price point. I never buy anything that's not at least under 20, and if I can wait till Black Friday, I will. But until then, I just don't. The Gifted, I honestly enjoyed the first season of Gifted. I think a little bit more than everyone else did. I was not very thrilled with the second season. I felt second season was very much of a chore for me to watch. I have not seen it yet in stores. I know it's on DVD, so it's another thing where I'll buy it when I find it. I think it's on sale. I think it's cheaper than 20, so I'll pick it up when I can, but I don't know when. Game of Thrones. This is something that my mom really loves. This is like she loves this part of my collection because she loves Game of Thrones, and she's been trying to get me into it like for years. It was just another thing like I'm not into I'm not into like shows that are super popular. I'm not really that sort of guy. So I really held off on watching Game of Thrones for such a long time, and more recently I've opted to look. It was on Black Friday sale, so the first 4 seasons were on sale for $10 each, so I'm like, you know what, I'll pick them up now and I'll watch them eventually, and I did. And this is another case where Game of Thrones was really overhyped for me, because when I was going into it, I'm like, okay, this is going to be this critically acclaimed drama that I'm going to love from the very first episode. I did not honestly get into the show till at least the end of the first season, and I didn't really get enthralled by it until like the very end of season 3. So it took a very long time for me to like eventually get into it. I am going to begin season 6 very soon. I do have season 7 here. I will pick up season 8 when it's cheaper. So, and again, I'm very well aware how divisive season 8 is, so it's another thing where I'll get there when I get there, but there's no rush. Westworld, another example of the whole, it was really hyped for me, it was really hyped up, and then eventually it just did not exceed, it didn't like, for me, it did not go into the level of what I was expecting from the show, in my opinion. I do enjoy the show. Season 2 was definitely, again, it was like a very much of a downgrade from season 1, and I'm really hopeful for season 3 next year to kind of be a good one, but we'll see what happens. The Big Bang Theory. Oh my freaking god. If you have not watched my season 11 DVD unboxing, the story is what this show is that I was very curious on how a comedy show goes beyond a decade. And again, I watched Cheers, I watched Frasier, and I watched Friends. Those shows, I understand why, but I was really, really curious about The Big Bang Theory because it's modern day. And usually modern day shows are very more difficult to get those high renewals. So I was like, okay, this was like, I got the big collector's edition right here with the first 5 seasons. They released one for season 6 to 10. I didn't get to pick it up because I already had them. Because the thing is that the show was so freaking good. It was so amazing. Like, I had an addiction. Like, there would be stuff I had to do, and I would just watch a shit ton of Big Bang Theory episodes to get caught up with the 12th season, which ironically was the last season. So I don't have that yet. It's another thing where it's really expensive for my budget, and I will pick it up when I can just to complete this 12 season journey. I have the 2 young Sheldon seasons, but I need to find time to watch these. Like, I know season 3 is going on, so I'm pretty sure I won't get into it till like maybe season 4, but I've heard pretty good things about this show. It's another thing where it's here, it's ready for me to watch whenever I have the time. Same with Modern Family. Actually, my dad found this for me one day. He found it randomly when he was working. It had all the discs. It was in pretty good condition. So I'm like, you know what? I'll keep it. It's another one of those shows. It's another one where it just went on for a very long time, and I'm curious to see how it is. A couple of good stars that I know, a couple good actors I know are in the show. So I can't wait to see that. Alf has been something, again, another connection to my dad. He loved Alf because when he was a young adult, he used to like be up so late, and so Alf was on reruns, and he would watch the crap out of these. So he kind of bought me these. We do not have 1 or 2 or the movie because we just don't. So I will be eventually picking those up to kind of complete what my father and I started, and plus I've never seen the first 2 seasons. So again, it's another thing. We'll get there when we get there. Full House, the whole Full House series. This was the very first show that I collected in terms of like getting the whole series. Now, it has aged with the times. It definitely has ruined a lot of the conditions. A lot of the original boxes, the sleeves are now destroyed and in the garbage. The discs are barely working. So I'm still contemplating if I should ever re-get them. I probably won't because like these are memories. This was my very first series I collected. Obviously, it's in very piss poor condition. I can never sell these, but I will never sell these. So, whatever. Then we have Fuller House. I have DVD boxes for all these seasons, so you can check them out on the channel if you want to see more of my deeper thoughts on the spin-offs, on the sequel series. Power Rangers. Now, I'm not sure when this is going live. I do have a Power Rangers-centric episode of Let Joe Talk in the works. And I'm sure if this is going to go live before or after. Could be, most likely it's going to be after, but anyway, so these are, I'm collecting them all. It's a bit of a process. I've watched every season. I've watched every season if I purchase it. So I have up until I have the first season, My Morphin, Big Gap, Lightspeed Rescue, Onwards, a brief gap with Ninja Storm, and wait, where's Dino Thunder? I know I bought Dino Thunder. Oh, great, Dino Thunder's missing, or, wait, do I? No, I swear to God I bought Dino Thunder. I guess I lost it. Wow, first thing on the show, it's another, wait, is it down there? Oh my God, it's down here. Oh. I knew I had Dino Thunder. I knew that. It was one of my very favorite seasons. Dino Thunder was the season that got me into the show, and then I just kind of binged. When I didn't binge, I was hooked on the show till about Jungle Fury, which I don't have. A big mistake on my part in this collection was that I purchased RPM, and I freaking forgot that it had a season 17 on it, and the rest of the series has the complete series. So that's going to bother me for the rest of my days. Then I have Samurai, the very super gigantified DVD one for Super Samurai. I really wish they had re-released it, but I guess Lionsgate did just said fuck it. Megaforce, Super Megaforce, Dino Charge, and I'm still missing a ton of the later seasons. Power Rangers is a very, depends on the season, depends on the what they're doing, but I enjoyed most of the ride. Anyway, refocusing there. Here we have the movies, Mighty Morphin, the original and the 2017 version. Both were pretty good. Then we have here, oh, this was the sleeve I got with the Samurai double pack. So, yeah, it's still never, this was a re-release, so they still never fixed it. Home Improvement. Now, a funny joke about this one is that, again, I love Tim Allen. Tim Allen's probably one of the best comedians of all time. Plus, I love his show, Last Man Standing, which is already out when this is coming out on its 8th season. I'm freaking excited for that. And I always joked around with George when we watched Last Man Standing. It's like, one day I'll get into Home Improvement, which was Tim Allen's first long-running comedy series back in the 90s. And ironically, when my Toys R Us was closing down, this was just one of those very old stock that they still had. And I think they had it for $15. So I'm like, you know what, screw it, I'll take it. I don't think I was going to get another chance to get the season. So I did. I enjoyed the first season. It's another thing where it's I tried DVRing the rest of the show on my TV, but it's just so hard to find all the episodes. So I'm just going to hold on, wait for the remaining DVDs to show up into my life. So, but I really enjoyed it. Parks and Rec, another one of those shows where it was a really good show when I was binging it, and this was really a really good deal, $30 for all 7 seasons. I said, screw it, I bought it. I asked my friend at the time if she would recommend that deal. She said, sure, so I picked it up. So I have all 7 seasons. I never touched them. They're still in the case, but I'm really happy I have them, just in case my Netflix stuff ever goes down. Again, it's another one of those things where it's a mixed match of random related home media stuff because I just don't have the space. I want to fill up this, so I don't like to have these empty slots in my collection. Anywho, let's head down here. It's a very random assortment of the animated stuff. I really could do this section justice, but it's just so on the bottom that I just left it be. So here you have the Spider-Man series, I guess. I mean, I'm very it's a very weird section to have because the 94 series never got a proper Region 1 complete series release. So what they did was they did the VHS versions, and this was probably the weirdest place I got this. This was at a where did I get this from? I got this from a TJ's Maxx in New Jersey. I just found, and I just assumed they would release everything, and they never did. This was just a weird thing they had in their stock, and I purchased it because, my dad purchased it for me when I was a kid, so I said, screw it. Down here is all the Spider-Man 2003 animated series, the one that aired on MTV, weirdly, when MTV was trying to, break into animation, but it failed. It was actually a pretty decent show. The thing I didn't like about the individual releases is because it's a 13-episode season, but there's only 3 episodes per disc. So the thing I didn't like about it, that there was a 13th episode I never saw because it's not on DVD. Well, it is on DVD on the complete series disc DVD, but since I already have these 4, I don't know. I just don't feel like buying getting these for that. In my opinion, I do plan on getting the Spectacular Spider-Man stuff, and that's pretty much going to be it for Spider-Man because like I don't really like the other shows. So over here, the anime section, or at least part of it. This is supposed to be the Dragon Ball Z section. Whenever I eventually do get the show, but all I have right now are the movies. Battle of Gods, Resurrection, and Broly. The one problem I had with Broly, and I kind of like submitted to this, was that this did not have this had the jewel case, the sleeve, but the store that I went to get this, because Target and Best Buy did not have the DVD version in stock, was, I'm sorry for the lighting, I'm standing in the way. The one problem I had was that they held in one of the protective cases, but I was so tired because I had just came back from travels that I just completely said fuck it and I didn't pick it up, and that's kind of my biggest regret, that I don't have the sleeve for it. So yeah, that's my regret. I also have My Hero Academia, the movie, Two Heroes on DVD. Again, another one of those things. It was it's only like very DVD niche stores, and this cost me like I think $27, and I honestly felt like, well, I maybe should have held it off, but I was like, I was probably never going to see this. I bought this in Virginia, so I said screw it, I'll buy it now while I'm here. Here we have the Yu-Gi-Oh stuff, and it's not much. It's not much. The Dark Side Dimensions movie, and the weird spin-off miniseries, the Capsule Monsters one. I honestly thought this was the second movie for some reason, and I was so freaking confused when it wasn't, and it was apparently part 2 of the miniseries. So and that's why I said it's full. Well, let me adjust that for you. It says full-length feature film, and it's not, so that kind of pissed me off. Very poor marketing choice there. Then we have your Steven Universe movie. I did an unboxing for that, and this is just pretty awesome. But again, it's just the black sheep of this section, since it doesn't really fit with anything else. And down here pretty much is the entirety of the Pokemon section. Over there we have some of the original series. We have Orange Islands, Master Quest, Advance. I only get them if they're like really cheap. I don't really get them if they're like expensive. Here we have the more modern day Pokemon, starting from Diamond Pearl onward, which is gonna kind of annoy me since they are re-releasing all the Pokemon seasons properly. So I do imagine them re-releasing these in a proper, like what those are to this. These did cost my dad a little bit of money, so I'm kind of bothered by it that they have to re-release it, but I understand. It's another thing where I'll pick it up when it's cheap enough, but until then I really have no inclination to buy them at launch. Here we have all the movies, which is probably the more completer version of it. I do have 1 to 5 up there. I'll go up there in a minute, but I have yet to transfer them to DVDs. I do not like the re-release covers. They're pretty lazy in my opinion, so I'm going to try and get the original ones if I can find them, and in a good condition, because Destiny Deoxys kind of onwards was the one I just started collecting them on DVD, and I kind of have them, like majority of them beyond that in order. So I have Lucario, I have the remaining Hoenn movies, I have all the Sinnoh movies, which I'm proud of. I think the Darkrai one was the last one I got. That was more recent. I don't have all the Unova movies. I'm missing Kyurem, and I think from then on I have everything except for Power of Us. So I have a very more complete-ish collection. I'm still missing a few, and also getting the re-releases for the first 6, which I'm going to show you up. Which I'm going to go up now. So here they are. These are the my VHSs, the brief ones. It's only here because like there's a weird empty space between the 2 shelves, so I just put it there. These are just the movies like I have a high priority of like getting them on DVD, or they're just very important to me, so I want to casually display them. The funny thing about the Pokemon 3 movies, I don't think you can see it on the camera, but I think I could just focus it. I can't focus it. This is very horrible for me. But this is apparently the Spanish version, because my parents just picked it up, assumed that it was, but it was the Spanish version, so I was so confused. So I never seen Pokemon 3 in English until I saw it on Cartoon Network one day. So yeah, every one of these VHSs I do plan on getting the DVD release at some point. It's just right now going hunting again. It's just very very not in the bandwagon right now. Plus, by the way, Country Bears on Disney Plus. Go watch it. It's amazing. Anyway, enough of the TV show. Let's get into the movie. So similar to like this side with the whole like these are the best of my opinion. This is kind of like the prize jewel of the movie collection. The entirety of the MCU. So we have Iron Man all the way to Far From Home. Now, what was perfect enough, the perfect settlement for this is that these 20, like the main Infinity Saga fits perfectly on one of these sections. So this is like the perfect. No offense to Far From Home, it's a great movie. But it's like the epilogue. But this was perfect. The perfect size that I got for this. Perfect. Then we from Far From Home we kind of branch off into the Sony Spider-Man movies. I moved. I don't know why Into the Spider-Verse went. It went. I don't know why. All the Sony Spider-Man movies, all the Fox X-Men movies before they got bought out, and I just put Daredevil here because it just, I don't know. I don't know. This will be New Mutants whenever. This is kind of like the temporary zone, and right here will plan to be the remaining Marvel movies I'll be getting. I'm not getting anything beyond Blade, like anything older than Blade. Blade is kind of like the cutoff whenever I do get those movies, so and there's a pretty decent size gap here. And over here we have the DC section, very smaller compared to the Marvel section. It does speak volumes to how I am as a collector. The first 6 we have, the first 7 actually, is the DCEU. And it's crazy how things have changed. Also, fun fact, my when I was busy getting this the new shelves ready, I had dropped my Justice League DVD, so it kind of has a little yeah, I gotta work on the autofocus on this thing. This is really precarious. Anyway, that happened. I put a pop in there because like there's just a lot of space right now, and I kind of felt like doing it. Plus, I have a lot of Wonder Woman pops in my case right now, so I might as well just say screwed. Over here we have the Batman films, the Tim Burton ones. I don't have the other ones yet because they're not really a priority. They're really not. The Christopher Nolan trilogy, I've had a hankering recently to like go back and rewatch these movies. Also, another flaw with my Dark Knight disc is that this was part of an alternate sleeve cover that came with a the regular sleeve and the Joker sleeve, where it's just Joker like having messed around with everything. It's pretty funny, but I lost the sleeve growing up, so that was disappointing. We have I don't know why, a Green Lantern funny story. It was at a Walgreens when they were still selling DVDs. This was like, I think, $4. I said screw it. I told my friend, why the fuck not? It's Green Lantern. No one's gonna buy this. And when in my rush to like just get this open, I actually ripped the plastic. Sorry, Ryan Reynolds, if you actually care anymore. I have a little Superman collection. I have Superman the movie and Superman Returns, which shout out to Brandon Routh for getting to reprise his role again in Crisis Infinite Earths. Review, you can check it out. I think already it's been posted. I believe so. Over here we have the Wizarding World collection. Well, this is mostly the book adaptation section, and it's more massive than the DC section, so another speaks volumes. Here we have the Wizarding World section, originally Harry Potter. We have all the movies. I talked about these before. Still cool that they have done this. Again, am I going to eventually get a new 1 and 2 because these are freaking old? No, they're fine. I'm perfectly fine. These are just memories, happy memories that I had when I was a kid. The Middle-earth 6-part saga, where I find it nice that the Hobbit trilogy kept a similar... Oh no. 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 Oh boy. Oh boy. Where's that disc? Oh, there we go. Ugh. Okay, so and the Lord of the Rings one had a very similar palette color to the disc. Plus, these were all the widescreen versions that that I bought for Black Friday one time. Funny story about that. I don't know if I told this in the last collection update. It was weird how the Target that I bought these Lord of the Rings from. These two were on sale for $5. This one was not on sale. So why the hell did you advertise and reduced in Black Friday deal the beginning and the end of the trilogy, but not the middle? It made no sense. I legit had to argue that logic with the cashier, and they did give me it for $5, even though it's technically not supposed to be. But they're like, you know what? You got a point. Why not? The Twilight Saga films. If you're very curious to see why I have it, short story. I think I had a longer story. My mom was part of a DVD club website. she accidentally left her credit card information on there. They just kept randomly sending us movie while charging us at the same time. So I got New Moon and Eclipse, and then I watched Breaking Dawn Part 1 in theaters. And ironically enough, this was another ironic story. For the Twilight Saga, I only seen the middle films. I have never seen the beginning or the ending. Like, I just completely said, screw the beginning, screw the ending. I'm just going to go straight to the middle. And the story is so understandable, or very not that properly written, that I could have just easily jumped into the middle part, and I still understood everything, and I pretty much guessed what was going to happen in part 2, and I was mostly right. Still haven't seen them though. The Hunger Games, another thing where I'm going to disgrace a lot of fans. I saw the last film before I saw any of the films, because my friend at the time, he was a big Hunger Games fan, and he begged me to go see the last one with him, even though I said, okay, you know what? I will, but you need to give me some time so I can watch the first 3 movies, and then so I can properly be expecting to see what the part 2, the last one, was going to be like. And then eventually just texted me, hey, I got tickets, let's go. I was like, okay. So I watched Mockingjay Part 2, having no freaking idea what happened in the last 3 movies. I had very vague ideas about what had happened, but I didn't really know. So, and I did eventually go back and rewatch them from the beginning, and I did enjoy the story more that time around. Here we have the Chronicles of Narnia film. Again, very disappointed that they didn't get to finish this. Again, Disney started it off, then Fox took over, but financially it wasn't successful, so they said screw it, and that was kind of the end of that. I was kind of disappointed. I enjoyed the Chronicles of Narnia film, and I think Netflix is still making the show whenever that's coming out. So we'll see if that ever happens. Percy Jackson, again, another disappointment that they didn't get to adapt everything. I feel like had the same love and care like Harry Potter did, it would have been great. Of course, now they're just probably going to reboot it. Disney bought Fox, so I'm pretty sure there's a reboot at some point. Whether that will be a more streamlined, quick adaptations, or how it will be, who knows. I just really like the Percy Jackson story, and I feel really bad the cast never got to finish their interpretations of it, but oh well. I say oh well a lot because I just gave up. Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, I'm still very much surprised. How the hell did they transform, oh goddamn, like Johnny Depp into that? I never understood as a kid. I can't find a makeup video online. Like, I would love to watch the makeup process, see how the frack did they get Johnny Depp to look like that. I'm just really curious. We have Detective Pikachu, which isn't really a book adaptation, but I felt like, you know what, screw it, goes here. The original It, I never watched the original It. This was another one of those, like, George made me buy it, I believe. So I said, screw it, it was on sale for, like, I think $5. I said, screw it, I'll buy it. Haven't watched it yet. Ready Player One, very underrated, pretty cool movie. The Great Gatsby, pretty cool, very underrated movie. Shawshank Redemption, amazing movie. I feel like I can see this movie again and again. I don't have the time anymore. Rampage, you can't go wrong with The Rock. It's just simple popcorn action, which I love nowadays. Very empty slots here. I don't know what I'm going to put in these slots yet. I feel like the more I collect, the more I'll figure it out. But right now, this is the Star Wars section, which I have the prequels. I don't have the original trilogy. And then I have the Disney era films, which is Force Awakens, Last Jedi, Rogue One, Solo. Oh, my throat is tired, guys. You don't understand me talking for so long. I do want to get the original trilogy. It's just finding them the good condition, stuff like that. I ironically had an access to the original 6 when I was a kid. My dad's friend offered me, hey, do you want these 6 movies? I said no. I was like, Star Wars is lame. Oh my God, young Joe, I should have taken that deal. I should have. I put my Pokemon Funko Pops here because I don't know, they look nice here. They look pretty nice. So over here we have I have no real title for this. This is the DreamWorks serialized story saga. I really don't know. Basically, this is all the movies that DreamWorks makes that is pretty much part of it. It exists of an ongoing story. That actually does have a story, not like just making a sequel just for the sake of making more money. Like, the How to Train Your Dragon films remain the very top of the peak for me. Between having the movies and then the TV shows that are canon, even though they're never referred to in the movies, but it's okay. So I'm missing a lot here. My plan is to get all the Dragon DVDs. I'm missing a bunch of them. I'm missing the first season of Dragons, the bonus How to Train Your Dragon DVD, Dawn of the Dragon Riders, the holiday special, season 4 and 5, season 5 and 6 of Race to the Edge, which is available, but it's not available in stores for some reason. So I'll have to eventually use the store pickup option from Target, which will be fun. And I believe they had released another Dragon DVD called Homecoming after this one, the last one. But I was unable to get it because I forgot about it. And for some reason, my stores had either a very limited stock of it or didn't have it at all. So, oh boy. Kung Fu Panda here. I only have 2 and 3. I really loved Kung Fu Panda. I really did. Jack Black did such an amazing job with the whole crew and on these films. They were really good films. Over here we have, oh my god, these are just movie franchises. Like this is, I squeezed in like I think 3 movie franchises here. So we have the Fast and Furious series. This has been one of those movies that for some reason has always been like, I would love these movies, but I never really grew up with them. It wasn't until until the Fate of the Furious where it was like, okay, I'll jump on board now because these were all on sale for like $5 a piece, and I opted to like, you know what, why not? They're cheap. I'll buy them. I'll get into them, and I really enjoy them. They're all fun. They're just all fun popcorn movies, and the cool thing that originally they did was, I don't know if I can pull this out, I'm only working with one hand here, is that I think up until 7, I believe it's 7, let me check. Is it still 7? No, yeah, so 1 through 7 had this very cool thing where they actually numbered the, you can't see that, they numbered the, those like little like slash marks with the number installment on them. They kind of help people out because going into Furious 7, it was a bit confusing because Tokyo Drift, while it was the 3rd film, it was the 6th chronological film if you were to watch them in story order. So that was always confusing, but having watched Tokyo Drift, I think, a couple years ago, it was very weird how the more outdated, like in terms of technology movie, is the furthest in the timeline by that point. So it was pretty hilarious. Then I got Fate of the Furious, which sadly discarded that option because I guess they opted to switch things up with their the DVD style. And Hobbs and Shaw, the new recent one, did an unboxing for that this year. Mission Impossible. I have the original 3 were given to me by my dad for Christmas, so this was part of a combo set. That's why they had this has a very similar theme and logo font to it. 4, 5, and 6 are all very different. I know they re-released them 4 or 5 with the MI4, MI5 format. I'm not gonna bother. It's already too late. I already got them all. Jurassic Park. I have all 5 films, but I did not watch any one of. Like I watched Jurassic World and I watched Fallen Kingdom, and I have not seen the original in its entirety. I have not seen 2 or 3. So one day I'll have to have a Jurassic Park marathon someday. I don't know when. So it's very much up in the air. Here we have the trilogy set, where it's all the trilogies. I have the Night at Museum trilogy. Saw 1. I don't think I only seen 2 if you. I did not see 1 and 3. So more my very like stupidity in terms of like watching these movies. The Planet of the Apes rebooted series. I don't have Dawn or like the thing is that I wanted to start with Rise first, and so I got Rise finally, but I can't find Dawn. And War is available. It's just I want to get Dawn first. So kind of stupid of me. I could just skip it and just get War and then find Dawn later. The Rush Hour trilogy. Another soft spot in my heart. I watched Rush Hour 3 because my sensei, I took karate classes when I was a kid. He had a personal history with the franchise because his his nephew was in the first Rush Hour, and so when I went to the dojo often, I got to see one of the film slates that they used to cut it to begin or end a scene, like a marker. And he gave him one of the Rush Hour ones, so that was on display at his dojo, which was always a cool memento to see. And then they had like a movie event for Rush Hour 3, so I got to go with my friends at the time, and I loved the Rush Hour 3. And then my dad loved the Rush Hour films too, so he bought all 3 Rush Hour films on DVD for Christmas. So this was awesome. This was pretty awesome to have all of them. It's also weird because like this version, I'm not sure if this was like the one my dad bought, but it also has the French Ore Limite. I know this is not Spanish. I know that, or maybe it is Spanish. I really don't know. Santa Claus trilogy. Never seen the first one in its entirety till later on in life. I saw 2 and 3 in theaters. For some reason, I really enjoyed 3 because of the music video with Ali and Ali. That was freaking bomber. Stu a Little. I will get the trilogy. I only have 3. I have 2. I don't have 2 on display, and I had 1, but I don't know where I put 1. But I have those on VHS, so technically I still have them. The Expendables trilogy, the Hangover trilogy. And let's go down. I'm gonna go on my little bouncy ball so I can finally get some two-hand action going here. Here we have just like this is going to be the James Bond section. I'm actually gonna start buying the James Bond movies, starting with Daniel Craig, leading up to No Time to Die, and then eventually I'll start going back and collecting the other ones. So I have 4. I have Dr. No, the first one. I have the one that came after that, but that's downstairs with my dad because he still has to watch it after 3 years of giving it to him. And then my parents actually bought them. So this is these were the Pierce Brosnan, The World's Not Enough, and Die Another Day. So I've always heard great things about the Pierce Brosnan iteration. Maybe someday I'll get to them. Not right now. There's just way too much shit to watch. Pardon my language. Then we have more of the movie series franchises here. Starting with Men in Black. I have not seen... Now, again, my weird history with the Men in Black franchise. I had just saw one. It was on my last year's 52 movies in 52 weeks challenge that I failed to do. I did not see Men in Black 2. I did see Men in Black 3 without watching the first 2 because I don't remember. I've only seen the first 15 minutes of International because I promised my friend who was here when I bought the DVD that, oh hey, let's watch this together, and we did, but and she had to go, so we'll finish this another day. So can't wait to watch it. It was okay from the first 15 minutes. If you remember my review on that, the Pirates of the Caribbean movies, TMNT. I don't know. Wait, where's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles? I know I have the original one somewhere. I don't remember where I put it, but I remember I had it. It was right here. I don't remember where it went. I can't find it anywhere in my peripheral vision right now. Anywho, the Transformers movies definitely got worse over time. Bumblebee definitely redeemed it. These are all the action. No, these are just regular. These are general movies. They don't really have a genre, or the genre they're specifically to isn't. I don't have enough of them to make them their own section. So I just pretty much put a random assortment of stuff. Ones I'll mention. I seen Argo. That was pretty good. I never finished Avatar. Avatar was just such a long movie. I never finished it in the first sitting. Catch Me If You Can, great movie. Creed 1, Creed 2, great movie. Saw them with George. E.T. Went to the Universal Park ride. I loved it, and I told my dad, "Let's go. I want to see the real movie." And he said, "Oh, when we get back to New York, I'll buy you the DVD." And there was literally a Universal store with a DVD, and I said, "Fuck it." So this actually came from Florida, so it came a long way, and it's right here. Halloween, Jaws. These are my mom's. These are the Mamma Mia's. She loves Mamma Mia to death. She was really excited when I told her that they were going to make another one, and she saw it opening weekend and she loved it. The Karate Kid, the 2010 reboot. Passion of Christ, very traumatic film for me because like I saw that as a kid. That's not a kid appropriate film. That is the definition of a movie that kids should not see at all. Wolf of Wall Street, the longest movie I've ever seen to date, which is more than 3 hours. So that was quite a lot. These are these are the action movies, I guess, the individual standalone action movies that don't fit into trilogies. I don't really call them duologies because I don't have that many. We have The Clash and the Wrath of the Titans, Edge of Tomorrow, Inception, Kick-Ass. I haven't seen Kick-Ass. This was one of those DVD club movies that my mom got by accident. Sherlock Holmes. Oh my god, the Sherlock Holmes films from Robert Downey Jr. They were so fucking good. They were so good. I can't wait for 3 whenever that does come out. Skyscraper, can't go wrong with The Rock. The Last Airbender. I'm gonna destroy a lot of people's expectations of me right now. I did not see the show before I saw this movie. Like my friend Michael, he always told me like, oh, I loved Avatar: The Last Airbender. So hey, let's go see the movie. It was garbage. It was not good. It was not good at all. I still have to see the show one day. Legend of Zorro. Legend of Zorro actually has a pretty interesting story to me because I had seen it in theaters, but it was a very interesting theater. It was a very interesting movie going experience, which I could always expand on in a damn it a PodXcast episode. I'm gonna do it now. So when I was a kid, around maybe 8-9 years old, my parents wanted to go see Legend of Zorro because when they were, I think the Mask of Zorro, the first movie. That came out, I think, the year before I was born. So, oh no, or the year after I was born. So they had seen that movie because they love Antonio Banderas so much. That's when he was like a big star, not anymore, sadly. I always liked Antonio Banderas. I really wish he would do more movies. They saw that movie when I was young, or maybe when I was just about to be born, and they wanted to see this movie, but they did not. Like, I think this came out in what year? I'm gonna quickly check. I think this was 04. No, 05. So this was the year after my sister was born. My parents never did opening night stuff, so I think I did not inherit that from them, so that was kind of my own thing. So we got to see Legend of Zorro. It was fripping late. We waited a line and everything. Something happened with the movie theater. Oh, I'm getting tired. There was something wrong with the projector, so we had to literally go outside and wait 20 minutes while they fixed that. It was a very difficult night. I didn't get to bed till like 1:30. It was not a worthwhile movie. I have to go see it eventually, again, as a more adult perspective. The comedies, we got a lot of comedies. I'm a very comedic person. 21, 22 Jump Street, very funny movie. Saw them with Michael. Agent Cody Banks 2. I never watched Agent Cody Banks 1. The only reason why I got this, a family friend of mine was with us. He's like, hey, do you want this movie? I'm like, sure, I'll take it. Take it free. A lot of them really good. Anchorman, I'm going to see that soon. It's on the list. It was on the 52 challenge. It's like one of those things, like I literally bought it the moment everything just started piling up, so I didn't get a chance to watch it just yet, but I will. Cats and Dogs, Revenge of Kitty Galore. I love the first Cat and Dogs. I loved it so much. Because I had Tobey Maguire and Alec Baldwin. It was so fucking cool. And I loved it. And they were going to make a sequel, and then they announced that Tobey Maguire wasn't going to come back. So, screw you. One of us. Screw you on that. Yeah, Chris. Oh. I'm sorry, guys. I'm really sorry. That was unprofessional. I'm just a little tired now. Christopher Robin. I love this movie. Like, my parents, I grew up with Winnie the Pooh, and getting to see this kind of like adult version of like Christopher Robin and, you know, the Winnie the Pooh crowd in like their authentic forms, because like the animation stuff did not really showcase like, oh no, these are toys. They're not real animals. Or are they? Okay. Garfield. Where's Garfield 2? I swear to God, am I missing movies? I swear to God I had Garfield 2 here. I don't know where it is, but I had Garfield. Also, another reason why this Garfield DVD is just trash, it still smells like food, because I told this story before, like, when I was a kid, I used to, oh my God, you can still see these are freaking stains from food I ate, like, over a decade and a half ago, because my dad used to pick me up from school to go to my karate classes, so on Tuesdays there would be a new DVD coming out, and I read it on the circulars when that was still a thing, and I begged him, like, please buy this movie for me, please buy this movie for me, and I would go, and he would come, I would eat my lunch in the car, and he would show me the DVD, and I was excited to see it, but I had to wait till I get home so I could see the movie, and also do my homework, so I had to wait a while anyway, so that was enjoyable, but it had stained a good amount of my movies. I don't have all of them, but that was like the prime example of like my greasy, oily hands touching the DVD, so not anymore. We have the Grown-Ups. The Grown-Ups movies were always pretty cool. I always enjoyed the Grown-Ups movie. It's a certain style of comedy that just makes me laugh, regardless if it's like a good comedy or not. It's just silly, stupid comedy, and it makes me laugh always. Mrs. Doubtfire, such a classic. I really enjoy that movie. It has so many messages for a comedy. I gotta see that movie again. Robin Williams is such a great actor, which is ironic. I put Jumanji next to Mrs. Doubtfire. I don't know why I did that. Oh well. Jumanji 1, Jumanji Welcome to the Jungle. I haven't seen Next Level yet. It's disappointing. My friend group, half of them saw it already, even though we were supposed to see it together, so that sucks. School Rock. Funny movies, Scooby-Doo, the Scooby-Doo live action one's pretty good. Can't wait for the new animated reboot. Ted 1, I don't have Ted 2. Oh well. The Muppets movie, the original This was a new edition. This was one of the 5252. I think this is the Disney re-release, not the original one. That was pretty cool. And it's ironic that they used they made a whole new. I think this is a new logo for the movie, and they reused the 2011 one on the back. So that's pretty funny. I don't know if the other Muppets movies are like that, but oh well. The other guy, oh my god, I haven't talked about this movie just enough. The Other Guys, oh my, I keep dropping my DVDs, oh my god. The Other Guys, you don't understand how funny this movie was, and how, this is a movie, like, if any movie should have gotten a sequel, this should have been it. This movie was so funny, it was just, I don't know, I can't explain it. Like, this is just the perfect comedy style for me that I loved. I enjoyed it. It was stupid, but it was so hilarious. And Will Ferrell and Mark Wahlberg are definitely the team. I know they made more movies together in Daddy's Home, so I should check them out sometime soon. This is another one of those things like when, where, how, why. This is the end. Valentine's Day for some reason. I really hope I have Valentine's Day this year. Zombieland 1. This is being recorded before the Zombieland 2 unboxing, so this is why Zombieland 2 isn't here just yet. Here we have the Pixar stuff, and I'm gonna have to say goodbye to my ball, as I'm too tall for that. Okay, where were we? Okay, so here we have the Pixar section. I don't have a lot of Pixar movies. I love Pixar movies. Disney always, like, their animation stuff, and just in general, all the DVDs are really overpriced. They never go down in price, never. And if it is a price, it's a barely of a price drop. I do buy release, so it's like there's space for, like, Bug's Life, and Finding Nemo, and not The Incredibles, the Monsters Incorporated. God, I really am tired. Oh, God. I'm really unprofessional today, guys, sorry. Incredibles, Cars, oh my, Ratatouille, best movie. The best movie of Pixar. The best movie that is not Toy Story or, yeah, this is probably the best anime movie ever made, in my opinion. I really, really, really love this movie. I rewatched this movie, I think, 3 times in recent months, so it's that good. I really hope they make, I heard Patty Oswalt is down to do Ratatouille 2. Please, Brad Bird, make it happen. Toy Story 3, Monsters University. Monsters University, not that bad of a movie. I heard, like, people, like, obviously it's not as great as the original, but it's close enough. It's close enough. So, give this more credit. Finding Dory, Incredible 2, Toy Story 4, bunch of the other animated stuff. Emperor's New Groove, Kronk's New Groove, the Superior movie. This will always be superior to Emperor. Tarzan 2, this is all direct-to-DVD stuff, so, yeah, that's why. The other DreamWorks movie, we have the Shrek story over there, the Madagascar films. Will I ever get them all? I don't know. There's just a lot to collect. Down here's all the other, these are the rest of the DreamWorks movies. God, I woke up too early today. I really love the Wallace and Gromit stuff. I really do. I don't think they released anything in that series since '08. I really wish they made more of that. That was a really good series. It's just something about the claymation, something about the style of the product that, like, really sets it apart. Plus, I love the bunnies. The bunnies were so cute in that movie. Open Season. I somehow have all 4 of them. Judge me if you want. Hotel Transylvania 1 and 2. Despicable Me. The Minions movie. The Ice Age movie. I have not seen 5 yet. I heard it was the worst. I would not be surprised if it was the worst. Other animated films that, like the Lego movie, Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs. Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs, pretty good movie. It has food in it, so it has that impartial vote for my friend. The SpongeBob SquarePants movie, I remember this movie fondly. This was a fun movie. There was just something about seeing, like, something you see on TV get the big screen treatment. This was something special. I haven't watched it in years, but I still enjoyed it fairly. So I heard the sequel is pretty okay. And to kind of wrap up, we have here the DC animated films. Assault on Arkham and Killing Joke right there, if you can barely see them. George has always, like, shamed me for having the Killing Joke on DVD. He did not like that movie a lot. So he always, like, kind of is bummed a lot of the times that I don't have anything beyond that movie in Assault on Arkham, because it's Arkham and I didn't have really Arkham related, so okay, yeah. Alright, that's gonna do it for me, guys. I'm sorry, starting to pass out here. It's late now. Alright, guys, thank you guys so much for watching this updated DVD collection slash shelf overview, whatever you want to call it. Don't worry, I'm not going to satirize this and do this every single year. I just felt like this is the proper update to like give you an update. So the next time I do this, hopefully more of this will be filled out, and this will be more, I'll have way more DVDs. I have yet to count how many DVDs I have. So, yeah, so until next time, guys, this is Joe from Action X, slowly drifting away to Sleepland. So I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.